Hi there, welcome to the Rust Covered Cottage by Christina. My name is Joey. My crafting page is called Created in Awe, and I am a guest here today to show you one of her kits. Actually, I'll show you probably a few, but we're going to work with two and craft with one. And I was in the middle of putting up in my background here one of the projects I had just finished, so I'll show you that one too. We finished it, we did it last week. And if you need information about any of the kits, you can access them in a couple of places that I'll fill you in on here in a second. So say hi to Christina. She's in the comments. You'll be able to get the kits that I talk about on her website. In the description of the video, I put a link to, it's my affiliate link to her website to shop. If you're able to use that, it does help me out and I appreciate it. You want information about any other kits, drop the questions in the comments, or go over to the website and you can shop around using any of those links. Okay, real quick, I'm going to arrange a couple of things behind me and I'll tell you what I'm doing here in a second. I've got, where am I going to put it? I have too much stuff. I even took some out a minute ago. We're going to talk about this one, so let me move it. Let's just put that in its place and then I will do some more rearranging. Okay, this is one that I did on my page last week that I'm so thrilled with. This is the Vintage Clock Face Trio. So you have 3 different clocks on wooden stands that you can make, and they're so cute and so versatile. I've seen them done already in like a handful of different ways, and I love all of them. So you can really have some fun with this. In fact, after I did all this, I even thought I really wish I had painted these green. I love green, and I think green would have looked great with these clock faces. So green is another option. So that's a kit you might look at. Let me put these back here behind us. In front of, I always have so much stuff behind me. Hi there, Miss Suzanne. How are you? Okay, let's get going. I'm crafting with a blank piece. Okay, so we have an easel display set. This is part of a collection that Christina and I collaborate on called Farmhouse Charm Inspired by Joey Collection. It's just more of her kits. They're just kits that I've picked out and put my name on. So they're all Christina's kits, and you can find them on her website. And so this is one of them. It's an interchangeable easel stand, and this is actually one of the blanks in here. We did this several weeks ago. You can get, there's like 5 different options right now on the website with the easel display stand. First of all, you'll see that you can interchange them. When you get the display stand itself, it comes with this home with the house shape and the heart and the background all in the kit with the stand kit, which is multiple pieces. It makes an easel stand. It does have a hole in it so you can interchange the pieces. It has this little greenery you can attach to it and so forth. Paint it up however you like. And you just pop your home insert in after you craft it up. Like, it's so much easier to do when I have it laying flat. There we go, like so. That's how your original kit will look. There are 3 pre-designed kits of inserts that you can simply paint and glue together. There are 2 that are like inspirational, motivational type phrases that are on the little plaque, and there's one that is summer. I have one of them here. Oh, I have all 3 of them here. Okay, these are the summer trio. So you've got this little watermelon sweet summer plaque. You have an America. So you have your patriotic for those holidays through the summer, and then you have this sweet little bumblebee hello. Okay, these are the summer trio that I crafted up, guess like a couple of months ago when we first came out with the summer collection. And then now I'm going to show you is a set of blanks. You can get a set, I think there's 5. These are the same shape as all of these inserts, but they are blank. And so you get to do whatever you want. Here's one that I used a few weeks ago, and I did a rub-on transfer on it. Under the apple tree is what it says. So this is going to be great as we transition into fall. But I'm also ready to go ahead and do a fall insert for you. So that's what we're going to do today. So we will put this together after we're done. Let's tuck you in right here. We'll just let it say home for now. And then we are going to do a fall one. Hi there, Tracy. Hi, Stacy and Francis. Good morning to you. Good afternoon here. Almost evening. They have... Oh, I'm so glad they're a good seller. I love it. I mean, first of all, it's tabletop, right? You can put it anywhere in your house, whether it's a bookshelf, your kitchen counter, your dining room table, your mantle, gosh, a table in your entryway, wherever you want just a cute little, you know, sign of some kind. Any kind, because you can do the blank ones. And it's, I don't know, it's just a great size. It's not too big, it's not too small, it's just right, I think. I could even put it on top of this guy back here if I wanted to. But we are going to simply paint and stencil on here. Now, you tell me, like, what your favorite go-to thing is for when you have a blank wood surface like this. What do you initially think you want to do with it? Do you have napkins you decoupage with, or rice paper? Do you like to hand paint? Do you like other wood cutouts that you like to do different things with? Maybe feature a shape in the middle of it, like a pumpkin or a heart, or you know, something simple. What do you like to do? Tell me. We are gonna, okay, because of my haircut, it's like getting in my mouth. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna use a stencil. This one is from a company I work with called Magnolia Design Co. It's called Stacked Pumpkins, and you can tell I've used it before. It's a little stained. But we're going to use this on the surface. It's going to be a perfect fit and just great for going into your October and November months. I'm going to keep my apple in there for September. August, I'm probably going to go, actually, let's go back. For August, I want to go back to the watermelon insert, the little sweet summertime for August. That's what I would do. And then September. And then we're into October, November with this one. So let's give this a painting. And I normally go with like a white-ish color. And then I would put all the colors on top. I'm thinking, what if we did a dark color? What if we stained it and then did bright colors on top? Now, that's always, for me, it's always iffy because a stain is kind of a mid-tone color. It's not super dark. So sometimes other colors, because they're both in that mid-range, don't really show up real well. You're better off doing a really dark, like black, dark brown, dark green, something like, ooh, green's an idea. Something like that. Or a really, really light color like a pastel color or white or beige, a cream tone. So thinking about this stencil, because we've got the 3 pumpkins, and you can make them different colors if you want. We might. And it says thankful, blessed, and pumpkin obsessed. And then it's got little leaves on it too. Okay, let's start painting. So, if you are new, if we have anybody in here that's not talked to us yet, that's new to Christina or new to me, say hi in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. I am going to give this just a good solid coat of this plaster color. Now, something to think about with these kits. These are 1/4 inch thick birch. They are high quality. I mentioned to you earlier, you can stain these. It's going to look gorgeous and bring out all of the wood, you know, grain as well. So there's a lot of options when it comes to Christina's kits. Other makers tend to use MDF or thinner pieces of wood, or sometimes lower quality that you won't be able to stain. So I encourage you to look through her website, because you're going to see the actual wood cut out into those kits, and you can really get a good idea of what that wood is going to look like. You're going to have a good quality product to work with. Also, Christina's kits, when you order, there is no shipping added to her orders, or added to your order on her website. That is included and not added on, so you will know when you place your order what it's going to cost. There will be no surprises. She cuts her kits to order, so it does give her a little bit of time to get the kit cut out for you. This actually helps you because she can offer more kits because she doesn't pre-cut them and have to keep inventory on her shelf. Because she cuts them to order, you have access to any of the kits that she has offered available on the website now. Even if we're done painting, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to let this dry here for a second and see if we need another coat. But you could even be ordering Valentine's right now. You can go ahead and order Christmas that she has on the website. Easter, spring, all seasons are right now on the site, including a ton of everyday designs, which I think this easel falls into the everyday design because you can make it generic, like with that home insert, or you can use the seasonal ones that we're going to be coming out with. Right now we do have the summer. Coming soon, there's going to be a set for fall, and then I'm working on ones for Christmas. So those have not been added to the site yet because we are just going to work with them as we get to the seasons. Okay? Peggy's here. How are you? Okay. Saying hi to each other. Love it, love it, love it. Don't forget to say hi to Christina. If you have hopped on and you're new, I'm Joey, not Christina. My page is called Created in Awe, so you can find a link to that in the description if you want to check out the other things that I've done. And give me a follow if you'd like. Definitely, if you are actually new to Christina's page, give her a follow because you're going to see all kinds of people coming on here to do her kits for you. Everybody has a different style, a different technique, different products that they get to show you how to use, all that good stuff. This is really a good page for a variety of crafting ideas. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm going to look over it. It's not a perfect coverage. I don't know if you can see there's a little bit of light spots, but I think it's going to be okay for what we're doing. So we're going to put that in some water to wash. Just so you know, I tend to use these sponge daubers for my wood kit painting, especially almost all the pieces, because I have better control over where the paint goes and how much. For some reason, paintbrushes I have a harder time with. They leave brush strokes. Sometimes it's too thick, sometimes it's too thin, but the sponge dauber I have a little more control over, and you can get little tiny ones too for those little pieces that you might be using in some of the wood kits. So that's just my technique. All right, that is ready to go. Now my stencil, if you want information about the stencil, let me know. I can get that for you. It is from my shop with Magnolia, not from Christina's site, but this is just an example of what you can do with her wood kits. They are great blank surfaces. Like I said before, if you like the decoupage, or if you like to do stamps or stencils, or I know some people like to do the foil techniques. I haven't tried that. If you do clay molds, you can apply that to this. I still have another one of these blanks that we might be doing something like that with, but we'll see. So this stencil, let me see if it's a little bit on the stickier side, so I'm going to add a little fuzz to it. It's reusable. I've used it several times. I've done a tea towel with it. I've done another sign. But it's really sticky, so I want to add a little fuzz so it's easy to pull off the surface and it doesn't take the paint back off with it. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to make sure, I'm trying to decide, I kind of need it, for me personally, I like it moved over to the left because the right hand side has a whole lot of words on it, but Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I want it centered. Let's go ahead and center it, because I have a feeling if I try to make an adjustment, I'm not going to be happy with it, because it's going to end up looking like too heavy on one side. Let me make sure I got this. Everything's going to show. Okay. I'm going to smooth it down, and I'm going to apply my pastes, but I'm going to start with the words, and I'm going to do that half first. And that is going to be in my fern green and my intense rust. I think that's what I want. Actually, I'm going to start with the rust color. Get another squeegee. I'm going to use a littler squeegee, one I've cut down, so that I can get in between. Make sure everything is smoothed out. Got a lot on here, so I'm just going to add it to the different spots and then spread it around. So this stenciling is super easy using this paste, and you can wash it off of your stencil to reuse it later. That's just one way you can craft up these kits. Okay, I don't have another little one, so I'm going to use my paintbrush squeegee because it's about that same size. You can get these for small spots as well. Especially when you're going in between other colors. I've got a lot on there. Let me clean off this excess. And then what I'll do, because I'm working in this tight spot and I'm taking some extra time, I want to try to make sure my paste doesn't dry in the stencil and get clogged. So we're going to go ahead and lift this half of the stencil. I missed a spot. Hold on. Whoops. Okay, it bled a little bit in a couple of spots, so I will touch that up, but that I didn't press down my word thankful very well. So let's press down my pumpkins, and I'm going to clean off this guy and use it again. All right, so we've got that part done. Okay, I'm going to do my middle pumpkin in this fern green, which normally I stir up, but I did not. So we're just going to carefully put this color on just the middle pumpkin. Got a lot on there to start with, and I'm going to work pretty quickly on this so I don't have to lift in between my color applications. Instead, there we go. Okay, let's get it clean again and get it all off. I'm going to put my harvest pumpkin color on the bottom. Let's go ahead and go with dough on the top now. Didn't take as much on the top pumpkin. We're going with a really kind of muted, definitely fall colors, not real bright. Oops, I got a little green mixed in there. Don't go back into the jar with that. And then, whoops, my tip is coming loose. I pull on this a lot, guys, and sometimes it comes a little loose. This one's a little thick. Let's add some water to it in a tray. Otherwise, it won't go through the mesh. I need to do some chalk paste maintenance, guys. You don't hear me talk on my page a lot about chalk paste maintenance. It is important. If you go without using chalk paste for a while, it will thicken up, and you may need to add water to it. But if you're checking it regularly, that won't happen like this, where I get way too dry on some of these. Okay, let's see if this can spread now. Might have it a little too wet in portions. And then we will lift this off, and we will age this up, and I can come back later if I need to touch things up. I think I want to make a bow for the easel stand. I haven't done that with any of our project, and I think that would look good. Okay, let's see if we can lift this, see how this is. Oh, I got a lip. I'll touch that up. Okay, not too bad. This stencil is going to go in the water. I have a water tub down here because I can't take it to the sink while we're working live. I will take it to the sink after we're done and get it cleaned up. And there we go. See, it's not too bad. You can't really, there's a little bit of bleeding going on down here, a little bit up here on the word thankful. So we'll get that touched up later. But can you see why I felt like it was a little bit heavy on this side and I wanted to move it over, and I didn't do that? So maybe I should have done that, because it is pretty much centered, but the weight of the words kind of makes it feel heavy. So when we put our bow on, I'm going to have the bow more on this side. And let's lid up our pastes and clean that stuff up a little bit later. We're done with the stenciling. Alrighty, let me dry this. Let's dry it. And I'm going to do, I think, a little bit of wax. A little bit of dark wax on the outside edges. But I need to make sure this is dry just in case I tap against this paste with my brush, and then it will end up smearing it if it's not dry. My comments stopped. Do me a favor, if you're still watching, say hi. Tell me you're still here real quick. Make sure my comments are still working. I feel like I'm missing something. I'm gonna go to sip. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of my touch-up. No, I'll do it later. I'll do it later, just because I get really detailed with it, and I don't want to do that with you guys. I'm going to use this paper towel, and I have some dark sealing wax. Man, I've got paste all over me. That I get it on Amazon. I haven't gotten any in quite a while, because this has lasted me a good long time. I need to order some more. Fall's your favorite time of year, but the holidays will be hard. Absolutely, I completely understand. Tracy's still here and says, Anita, yay! Good. Well, Brenda, I am continually praying for you and your family after your loss. That's such a horrible thing to go through. I think I've got something on my brush. Okay. So I'm going to dig down into the crevices. We're going to get some wax on here. And I'm going to use the center of my tin to kind of work it down into the bristles. Okay, I'm going to make sure I don't have too much. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to work around the outside edges. We're going to make it look kind of like an aged old sign. A lot like we did with this under the apple tree. Can you see the outside edges of it? So that's what we're going to do on this one. So I'm going to tap, and it kind of makes it look like it's splattered with dirt when you tap. Okay, so that's one way. And then you can also, make sure I don't smear anything, go down at an outside angle, down around the outside at an angle, and it adds a little more. See that on the edge? So we're going to go all the way around like that. Let me get some more on here. I'm going to lay it down. And you don't have to do it evenly, okay? It can be heavier in some spots, lighter in others, because the aging is not going to be the same all the way around a project, around a sign like this. Okay, so I've got it pretty even. I'm going to come back in a few spots, especially the corners, and I'm going to pick some places to add extra and come in a little bit on the sign. Get these corners and this one there. So going back to these spots, I'm going to kind of pounce a little bit more, and I like it. Come in a little bit in a few spots. It just makes it yummy and aged looking. Isn't that cute? You see all the, I know that the light, there we go. And it's not as heavy looking to you guys as it is to me in person. But when I take a picture of it, you'll be able to see it much better. This light really washes it out, so you can't really see the aging as well. But I can go ahead and put it in here. Now, after I touch up my little boo-boos, I will spray seal it. And that will make sure all of the paste and all of that wax stay in place and don't go anywhere. Because wax can wear off if you handle it a lot. Okay. Look at how cute this is in the stand. Now, you don't have to put these in the stand. You wouldn't put them in an easel of your own, you know, a little picture easel. Okay, sometimes it's snug. Hold on tight. There we go. I don't want to get fingerprints in my wax. There. This is loose. I did mine loosey-goosey. I should have done it a little more snug. Hang on. There we go. Okay. Here we are. It's in the stand, and you can do it just like that if you want. But remember, I want to put a bow, and I think it's going to hang down this side. So let's do that. Put the lid. Whoop. I thought you were falling. You're not falling. There we go. Thank you, Christina. They do get easier with time. Yes, I know. The loss is just so devastating. Let's see. Do I have my Bodabra? That's the big one. There's the little one. I have my little one. Makes it easier for me. I'm going to do kind of a loopy bow. Let's get some. You got to look at this. Yes, that's going to be good. I have scrap fabrics. I have lace. I have a bundle. Here, we'll do this one. That is coffee stained seam binding. I have some brown soft ribbon. I have some orange plaid. We got to bring some orange in there. Don't really want yellow. Ooh, this is another one. I don't know which one I like better. Which one do you like better? Do you like the plaid or do you like the stripe for our project? I don't know which one I like better. This is really close to that color right there, that intense rust. I might be using that one instead. What else? Got some, oh, here we go. We can do the plaid in the green and then the stripe in the orange. That would be cute. And is that enough? I think that's enough because I brought in all the colors. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that one, but I really like it. Okay, let's play with this. Hi, Peggy. Anita likes the plaid. Brenda likes the stripe. What do you think? How about plaid in the green and then orange in the stripe? So we've got different patterns going on. Let's do, I'm going to need more of the coffee stained seam binding, and I need some jute. Jute to tie it all together. Get some out of here. Here we go. Okay. So we'll put some jute in the middle, and we'll put a piece of jute to tie it all together. And that will tie it to the top of our easel. So I want a pretty long one for tying. Scissors. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to lay this down in here first. And I think we should do some raffia. Should we do some raffia? I mean, it is a fall project after all, you know. See if I can grab. This stuff is such a mess. I don't grab it by the handful. I grab it by the piece. I add a full long piece at a time if I can get it loose. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't, so we'll get a few pieces of that, treating it like a ribbon going through. All right, let's start with the dark seam binding in the back. I want it to hang. I'm going to have some pieces hanging down. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a longer tail on one side. One side, this side, we'll say this side is going to have a longer tail. And then we're going to do some loops. Let's just go ahead and loop all of this. Like that. Okay, there's one. Let's put in our fabric. So we're going to give it a long tail. I'm going to trim that white part off. And I'm going to kind of twist it so that the brown color stays on top to make my loops. There we go. Let me go ahead and cut that off so that we don't have that white color coming in. Okay, and then we're going to do some green. We're going to see how this goes. I'm not really sure how this long tail is going to look. Let's cut that there. Let's go with our orange stripe. Up, 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 up. There we go. That's pretty bright. We'll leave that like that. I want a couple of tails coming off the top. Let's do a little more seam binding. I'll finish with a long tail over there. Like so. And the lace. The lace is going to not show a whole lot. I want a tail of it. So we're just going to end up with one loop of lace. And then the raffia. So with the raffia, we're going to take our pieces and put the ends of this end together. And I don't know how well this is going to stay in. while I'm working with it. Sometimes I have to do a wrap around my hand. Let's do that. And then put it in. Oh, that looks cute. That looks cute. It's a lot of raffia. I can pull some out if I need to. But let's go with that and tie it up. The raffia doesn't like to stay, but that's okay. It's the last thing in there, so I'm going to have to hold it while we do our tie. Come on. All right. Pull it out and really get it tied up snug. Pam, no worries about being late. Oh, he's restoring a Harley. That's exciting. That's fun. Okay, so now it's really kind of just stacked. Can you see? It's kind of stacked up tall. So I am going to mash this and kind of wiggle and pull to fluff everything out, especially this raffia. I want the different colors to show. We're going to play with our long tails. So it's going to kind of tie like that. And we can work on the tails. I am not going to glue this. I am just going to tie it on. Let me get this facing me. I'm just going to tie it up here on top of the easel or even through the middle of it. And where's the other piece? I didn't put jute in it. I said I was going to and I didn't. But that's, oh, you know what I need, and that's why I'm confused. My ties for my jute are on top, so I am, first of all, going to wrap those to the back. I'm going to see if my hot glue can heat up. It may be, oh, it will. I might want to put a little button on this. I'm going to take my jute strings back around to the back of it and tie it there as well. And that way I can tie it to the easel from the back side of the bow, not from the front, if that makes sense. I'm not wrapping around the bow and the easel to tie it on. I'm just wrapping around the easel or tying through it. I'm really going to look at where I want to tie it. And then I can untie it when we change out our sign. So my strings are too long. I don't like them long. We're going to fix that. So I'm going to actually go through the little triangle at the top up here so that it can hang off to one side easily. I'm going to go right through. I should be able to just untie this later. I'll cut those strings off too, but let's fluff this some more. My raffia is really mashed. Let's see what these strings hanging down look like. Yeah, it's definitely going over to one side like I want. But I need to trim these raffia pieces. They are too long up here. My green's not showing. Bring that in. Okay. Hang on. Okay, so let me show you what we're working with right now. Some of these little tails are behind and I want to bring them out to the front and decide what to do with them. Okay, so here it is to start with. You see how long these ended up to be. And I also want to look at my buttons. I have a couple in here I'm thinking about if I can get to them. Let's put them in a tray. This is gonna be loud, guys. I'm gonna pour these in a tray. Hold on, so I can see what I'm working with here, and I can get to. I like this one a lot. You see it? It's like a, well, maybe not. Maybe something more like that. I like that. Or the light colored one. Let's see. That one's kind of the burgundy kind of color. Nope. Almost a brown burgundy. And I like that. What else? There's also this, which is more like, I guess you call it tortoise shell. That's too much. I need to get some more of those brass colored ones. I really like that. I wish that that shape just wasn't quite right. That's ooh. Hold on. That is like that olive green color. What do we think here? Ooh, what if we do? No, can't see it. I like this. It's very muted, but this is like our moss green color right here. It's hard for you to see. All right, so I am going to get a piece of, oh, I need some raffia. Here's a long one. Let's get another piece. Let's cut a piece. And that I'm going to tie through my button. So it looks like it's tied on with raffia, but we'll glue it on. I've got my hot glue heating up. We will glue it on to the front of the bow. I'm definitely not gluing it on. That was a long piece of raffia here. Too long, but that's okay. Let's bring this through. Can we make it shorter? There's another piece sticking out the back. I'm not gluing this to the frame because this is interchangeable, guys, right? Don't glue anything to the frame that you don't want to be on there all the time. Oh, there's two different pieces here. I'm going to cut them different lengths, I think. Cut them there. My glasses. I took them off because my face started getting hot. Let's get this a good length. Yeah, now we can. There we go. Just makes for a sweet little touch. Having that raffia right there in the middle of the button. And this is warm now, so we can glue it right to the middle. Okay, I'm going to hold this here and put my glue right there. Trying to be careful not to get the glue on my fingers, but I want my tie in it. Oh, that's cute. Okay, now I've got. I'm happy with the button. Let me give these pieces a trim over here so that they're a little more manageable. I cut them separately because they're going different directions and they're not all going to be. I don't want them all the same length. Maybe a little too much raffia in there. Let's trim this one here. I don't want the lace to be too much shorter. Maybe I can just pull the lace because it's not showing in here. Pull the loop. Yeah, let's pull the loop if we can. Come on. You're going to work with me here. Yeah, there we go. Now we can see the lace up there. That's a better length. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm talking to myself, telling myself what I'm doing here. That is is too long. Let's get that one. That's too long. That's a little bit too long. Here. All right. I think I've got it the way I want it. There. Ooh. I've got glue strings on me. Come here. There. Oh, that's cute. It's okay. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to trim those in the back. So yes, I am still going to touch up a few things on my stencil, but look at it. Isn't it so cute? And I may still add some more wax around the outside edges. What do you think? Do you like it? You could add in some of your faux greenery into your bow if you want to. Like I said, tie it on. Don't glue it onto the easel, okay? You always talk to yourself. Uh-oh. I'm going to have to check some of these comments. Oh no, Pam, I've got to come back and read your comment. Oh no. Did we have a crafting mishap? You guys, thank you so much for being here. Okay, here's a recap. We did the easel insert, one of the blank easel inserts for the interchangeable easel display. Okay, and you can get these. I don't know why I'm going blank, but I think it's a pack of 5. So you have so much creative options with those different inserts. You can do them for special events, you can customize them, put names on them for holidays, whatever you want to do, or generic everyday. Then you've got the easel display stand, so make sure you paint your easel display stand in a color that you're going to be able to use year round, or you can just stain it. You could even paint the frame in this whitish color so that it's more generic. I did black. And then the greenery is optional if you glue that on. Just be aware that it will be there as you're crafting. So this is the blank insert. This is the easel display stand. And then you can also get any of the pre-designed insert kits if you want to. Links are in the featured links. If you need more information, let me know or let Christina know in the comments. And thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Bye.